DZ have had a little bit more success the last times they played it. People, but NJR looking to just push through horizontally. He's got the shotgun out, nade to try and force seriously into him, but instead the fight is won by the Warden. Opening pick of the match goes to Geekay.
Huge opener for Seriously. Logi Bomb going off, trying to make space, but it's not going to do enough for Darkzero right now. Smoke coming out, maybe to avoid any lines of sight here from Bathroom. They're looking to barrel their way in through Calm, but they are running low on bodies.
Blitz in, meleeing down Neskin. That's one kill back for Darkzero. Finally, they're on the board. Canadian has to deal with even more bodies, and Trixt is dealing with his support, and everybody on DZ is now C4. Could be a response from Seriously. Of course, Shields no longer cut through like paper by those C4s, and there's the support from the Blitz we were looking for. Beaulo outside the breach cuts down Seriously before he could get the kill on Canadian, and the plant going down from Nafe. It'll be successful. Canadian is dead, but his job is done. He took the necessary site control. The plant is down. Nafe is in the corner, now dead thanks to Trixt. And I don't know if this can be covered from the breach. He might be able to just long arm this. Beaulo is going to be forced to push in here. He's got one kill on Neskin, but Frenchie's just sticking. There's coverage from above, and Geekay in the post plant take round two. Completely relying on those flashes and smokes to shut down the vertical angles, but sometimes that can be really difficult. One misplaced flash, and your planter's dead.
Not only that, but Seriously playing up above on the Warden. If he's in the right place at the right time, he could simply look over and dodge those smokes essentially with his gadget, but Trick shuts down Canadian before he can even walk into the bomb site. And now the diffuser is in no man's land. Darkzero has to recover, and they have lost their most valuable asset in this round.
At the very least, Panba, the trade on a Seriously who's looking up above. That's the Warden dead, the only guy who would have been able to deal with the Ying. But Nafe is down as well. Trixt is still in the bomb site. Panba is desperately looking for the refrag, but he didn't know Trixt had already crossed. 3 kills for the Capcan. NJR finished off, and Beaulo. You could hear, too, when the first Candela came out, Seriously popped his glasses, so he's more than ready for this player to come through. Canadian gonna try and target the Warden, ends up scanning him with the Deimos. In comes the plant. Nafe trying to get the plant down. It's just a base. Shotgun out, almost takes down Key, is able to confirm Seriously the Warden is now dead. The biggest obstacle up against this smoke plant is down on the ground, and Key trying to use his C4 to kill the player on the rappel. That was the only explosive they had. Now they're wholly reliant on these gas canisters, perfectly placed. Nafe will have to escape out that window, but in the meantime, Beaulo has killed Frenchie, and those last remaining toxic gas canisters will die with him. The plant now relatively safe for Darkzero to go for. With 30 seconds left now, flashes to try and herald this Amaru back in. Deimos also has scans he could use to lock down some of these defenders. More flashbangs come out. Do they have coverage from the window? Nafe says, coverage be damned, he'll take the kills himself. Panba's now dead thanks to Neskin, but again, Nafe pops off the plant. 3 kills with the shotgun, leaves Neskin all alone, and DZ on the cusp, finally winning their very first attack.
Canadian play above as well and use those Deathmark trackers.
Yeah, I was going to say, you say not a whole lot of hurt, but Deimos, very powerful. Can get some of those anchors way off the site with the tracker. You've also got, maybe you got breaching charges from the Ace and Thatcher too. Thermite going to be successful on the hatch. The C4 went to the wrong side. Now, yeah, what Nafe did is incredibly dangerous because people are going to be able to hear that. Back up, the smoke comes out, trying to counter Nafe off the plant, looking like he's not going to stick it, comes off of it, but Beaulo, NJR, and Nafe himself all come alive in the dying seconds of the execute, getting a kill apiece. And it's a
flashing grenades here for Nafe in this round, and NJR, oh my goodness. Shotgun on the cutoff. Key was not expecting that. That's yet again another early opener confirmed by Darkzero. It looks like Nafe, or not Nafe, sorry, NJR is just waiting for someone to recontest him. That's not to be the case currently. Darkzero, again, still just holding these cutoff angles up above, both on the window rappels and the primary skylight. But now that they have the yellow wall opened up, they could maybe try to assist Pambazoo, not only with that entry of attack, but also a Logi Bomb for extra information for him to walk up.
Now Nafe gives his team a 2-man lead. What a shot from Beaulo, looking for the second, gets refragged. Neskin now shotgun out, catches Nafe with a nade in his hand. It's only a 1-man lead, but Canadian with the cutoff makes it so it's all up to Frenchie, and he can't do anything against Panba, who's finally ascended the yellow staircase. And DZ, off of a mint timeout, take 3 in a row to answer back and tie the attacking half.
Candela's popping out. Logi Bomb to follow suit. There's the smoke detected, but Panba's actually better. It's the mute, my mistake, but regardless, Sufficient map control here established. Nade tossed out and a cheeky angle by Trix above the desk to eliminate that first line of defense, but NJR from down below blows up Frenchie, and that's a lot of your post-plate utility. Those Capital bolts to create space and deny lines of sight, but the smoke and his 16 bolts are now down the drain. Not only that, but Geekay
again, you sacrifice that for how important the Ying and Capitao tend to be. They did drone out Beaulo behind the soda machine, but you're gonna have to take a 1v1 against Beaulo. Hopefully Neskin and Trix are able to coordinate something here. Flashes go out first. Is anyone from Darkzero going to rotate to help? Looks like they might have someone rotate long desk, but no, Bolo's a dead man. The nade goes through. Nafe to follow it up. And DZ now almost at a man disadvantage. Luckily, Canadians there to run out and kill seriously. We're all tied up now, 2 apiece. Flash is coming in from Neskin. Trix attempting to get this bomb down. There's no utility from NJR or Canadian to stop it indirectly. They'll have to just walk at them and take these fights. The planter able to get out of the spot. Trix survives, and now Canadian's dead. It all falls upon Nick in a 1 versus 2. The attackers very separated, which is good news if the Warden has any info to play off of. These are 2 very separate 1v1s that he can isolate, but he needs to win them, and he needs to find them first. Neskin is backed way, way off. He might have some info, but the Dokubi for now evading his sights, just toying with him, knowing that the attack, all they need to do is delay time. Neskin running circles around the Warden, Trix playing incredibly passive, and with the 7-second mark eclipse now, Geekay take their first attacking round, a much, much needed point.
To go back down below to get this main wall opened up, or do they want to prioritize the hatch?
Yeah, it's all about simplifying the game if you're DZ and removing these opportunities. The shotgun is close from Pamba. Neskin's got his own shotgun out. Pamba wins the initial duel, but doesn't see Trix on the floor to get the refrag, so still only a 1-man advantage for DZ, and now Cams in GK's control. Likely out looking in. Canadian still on the top floor. Could come down for a late flank. He's someone we'll need to keep an eye on, but Beaulo is inside of Archives and cuts down seriously, walking solo down those Teller's steps.
That was one thing that allowed Darkzero a nice recovery there, was the lurk presence. Beaulo acknowledging that, holds control of server, finds a nice 1-for-1 pick, and it seems like the rest of GK just have to hope and pray they can get in through yellow door, but it's not gonna happen. There's a crossfire established by Darkzero. They find the first kill onto the ace, and they close things out as Beaulo rotates back into sight, realizing there's no backwards presence. Darkzero, phenomenal recovery round to keep us tied. Utilize this entire map to their full-fledged advantage.
Canadian sees a couple players outside that yellow doorway, like now calling for some support. He does have someone on the yellow stairs with him. I believe it's Panbazoo on the mute. First Dokubi call now comes out. Canadian looking to take the first gunfight, and both of them strike together. Perfect timing from Darkzero. That is what they're all about. Each of them get a kill. Panbazoo does get refragged by Key, but it's another man advantage for DZ. You've lost the gridlock tracks from Seriously. The nades die with him, and those calls. One straight ahead, and looks like he doesn't know if there's vert on him either. With 20 seconds left, GK are going to be forced to make a move. Nafe takes out Key. Canadian is continuing to just call out all of this information, completely unbothered. Neskin does take down Nafe on the site. The diffuser has been recovered, but how much does it matter when Canadian still has a C4 in pocket and all of this information? 2 seconds left. The plant is going to have to be forced. It's all up to this player to cover, but they don't even get the attempt down. DZ retake the lead 5-4, and GK are going to take a timeout. Frenchie has got himself in towards Baguette. No one playing in bathroom, so nothing to stop him for now. There is a player just by those head holes that could swing him if NJR decides to back up. A player right next to that long desk door as well. But Key will give his team a 2-man advantage, but Canadian strikes from behind the desk. That's Diffuser down right by the window. Panba kills the Ying on the other side of the map, and no one else from GK is even near the bomb site except for Neskin. Trix is dead, trying to enter through the building. Seriously has a goo mine in his foot. He doesn't even have time to pull it out before he's dead, and the round is over. GK, without any info on where those players in console are, their Baguette push gets shut down, and they get picked off one by one. To the lower bracket, if DZ end up winning this game, they will face the winner of Into the Breach and Furia, and they're already on their way. Beaulo with the opening pick on to Seriously, who now drops to 4-10, and that important info off the Deimos is lost.
Once again, your primary entry falling short. Oh, the run out! Canadian shoots down the C4, spots Key on a drone, almost finds another, but he overstays his welcome. Neskin clinging on to life by a thread. They're still droning out this top floor, expecting someone to be here, but the rest of Darkzero have now fallen back down in the basement, and NJR, off a sound cue, I would imagine, or some type of info, blows up Trixed, and those are your EMPs!
Getting hot drone now by Neskin. But do they know about the player tucked in towards Sandwich? I believe that's Beaulo on the castle. Frenchie worried about the tunnel, and no, they don't know about Beaulo. And Lasty shot and a third with the shotgun to end the map. Beaulo for 3, DZ 7-4, and they got a date with either Into the Breach or Furia.